Hello and welcome to LoudPedal.tv's USAC Weekly Rewind. I'm Michael McIntyre. 126 cars filled the pit area and the Turn 3 hill Saturday night at Rossburg, Ohio's Eldora Speedway. The legendary high-banked half-mile has seen a number of memorable moments over the years, and this year's edition would be no exception as USAC's three premier divisions faced off at the Big E. The midgets took to the track first where, in Pro Source qualifying, Turn 2 proved to be a bit tricky first for Pennsylvania's Tony DiMattia and leading series rookie Carson Macedo from California. Both drivers would walk away, while Macedo would return. DiMattia's midget ride would be sidelined for the remainder of the night. Earlier in the day, Rico arrived at Eldora via airplane alongside track owner Tony Stewart after competing in that afternoon's NASCAR Truck Series race in New Hampshire. As soon as Abreu hit the Western Ohio half-mile for the first time on Saturday, it appeared as if Abreu was still on board a jet, recording Pro Source fast qualifying time, setting a new 8-lap track record in his heat, and by the second lap of the feature, had piloted his Keith Kunz Curb Agajanian entry to the front, rocketing by Chad Boat on the bottom of Turn 3 for the top spot. On the sixth lap, point leader Basin was forced to the infield after mechanical trouble put an end to his night and a 22nd place finish, providing an opportunity for a substantial shift in the standings. By the 10th lap, Abreu had established a full straightaway lead that continued to grow as he sliced and diced his way through the back markers as the laps continued to tick away during the 25-lap event. Abreu was dialed in, never missing a beat in what was the equivalent of a perfect game, sweeping the night's midgets events in succession to complete one of the most impressive, dominant drives in four-crown midget history as he lapped up to 6th place on his way to his second career four-crown victory and his 15th career series victory, equaling former Eldora winners Don Branson and Larry Rice on the all-time list. Abreu was followed to the checkered by Tanner Thorson, Brady Bacon, Chad Boat, and Holly Shelton, who became the first female driver to finish in the top 5 of a USAC National Midget race since Taylor Ferns at Pikes Peak 3 years ago. Davey Ray took 6th, ahead of KSC hard charger Carson Macedo from 23rd, Ryan Robinson, Jerry Kunz Jr., and Dave Darlin. Spencer Baston continues to lead a Titan National Midget points race as he now leads Boat by just 22 points with 5 races remaining, while Bacon and Boat are 27 and 30 points out of the lead respectively. Leading Rookie of the Year contender Carson Macedo holds down 5th. In preliminary action for the USAC sprint cars, Tyler Courtney barrel-rolled through Turn 1 after contact with Luke Hall, while Chris Windham ramped the wheel and helicoptered his way through Turn 1, forcing the Baldwin team to use a backup car for Windham, where he would tear through the field, advancing from 22nd to 3rd in the semi-feature to transfer to the A-Main. In the 30-lap feature, Matt Westphal, in yellow, held off a Thomas Meserol slider in the first turn to secure the lead early on the opening lap as Justin Grant would cut down underneath Timez to grab second. Westphal, an Eldora USAC sprint car winner back in 2006, looked solid in the early going, but Grant was on a mission, diving to the bottom of Turn 3 to capture the lead on lap 11. 8th starting Chris Windham began to ascend by the midway point of the 30-lapper as he reeled in Grant just before a lap 13 caution fell for the stop car of Scotty Weir. On the restart with 17 to go, Windham hurried to the bottom with Turn 1 for an attempt at a classic Eldora slide job, but Grant countered, cutting low underneath and denying Windham a bid for the lead. Windham tried once more entering Turn 3, but Grant would have none of that, keeping his foot on the gas as he began to distance himself a bit from Windham. Windham remained within striking distance of Grant on the final lap, as Grant threaded the needle between the lap cars of Brett Mellenbert and Jared Andretti at the entrance of Turn 1, allowing Windham to shrink the gap, but just not enough as Justin Grant took his first career four-crown victory and his 4th career USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car win, his 2nd at Eldora. It was also the first ever USAC victory for a 16-year-old crew chief Sam McGee and the Sam McGee Motorsports team. Just a little over 4 months ago, Grant found himself without a full-time ride during the series' most recent visit to Eldora. Saturday night, Grant found himself celebrating in Victory Lane. Chris Windham was 2nd, Brady Bacon was 3rd, Dave Darlin and Tyra Courtney rounded out the top 5. 6th was Dallas Hewitt, followed by Chase Stockin and Matt Westphal. KSC hard charger Josh Hodges advanced from 22nd to 9th in his first trip to Eldora, while Nick Bilby rounded out the top 10. Brady Bacon continues to hold a commanding lead in the series standings by 235 points over Stockin. Robert Ballou moves back to 3rd, with Thomas Meserol and Dave Darlin holding down the top 5 spots. In the wee hours of the morning, the Silver Crown Championship had yet to be decided. With Chris Windham trailing Cody Swanson by a mere 10 points, each and every point throughout the night would be crucial. Brian Tyler walked away from a heavy tumble on his qualifying run, but the biggest story came toward the end of the session when Windham's teammate Tyler Courtney recorded the exact same time as Windham. Due to Courtney's other qualifying lap being better than Wyndham's, the tiebreaker went to Courtney, and Wyndham lost 3 bonus points by the skin of his teeth, thus prompting possibly the first time in auto racing history that a driver apologized for winning the pole. Despite that, Wyndham still had a front row seat for the series' 50-lap season finale, while Swanson started 4th. The objective of both Wyndham and Swanson was clear, but if Swanson finished 3rd or better, a 3rd straight Silver Crown title was his. At the drop of the green flag, a 4-car scramble for the lead ensued with Jeff Swindell ducking underneath pole sitter Courtney, while Swanson split between the cars of Courtney and Wyndham as he shot into turn 1. Wyndham utilized the high side and the momentum to zip to the point, off of turn 2 on the opening lap with Swanson occupying 2nd. By lap 15, Wyndham had already put up a half a lap advantage over Swanson, but that's where disaster dashed Swanson's championship dream. As Swanson ducked low into turn 1, he made contact with the lap car of Dakota Jackson, causing Swanson and Jackson to spin to a stop. Swanson would return to the work area in the pits where the De Palma Motorsports crew assessed the extent of the damage. The front bumper was broken off, and the steering was slightly hindered with the front wheels not angled in the intended direction. On the ensuing restart, Wyndham was gone, where he'd eventually build an insurmountable 16.9-second lead, setting a torrid pace in which he lapped all the way up to 3rd place. Meanwhile, Swanson had amazingly carried his car back to 5th by the end, but by the time Wyndham pulled into victory lane after a dominating, soul-crushing performance on the half-mile oval, he was the USAC Silver Crown Division's newest champion. It was the first time since 1992 that an Eldora Silver Crown season finale featured a points change at the top. Furthermore, Wyndham joins Jack Hewitt in 1986 as the only driver to win the Silver Crown Series' final 2 races on his way to the season title.
Standing by here tonight with the winner at Eldora Speedway and the 2016 USAC Silver Crown champion, it is Chris Wyndham. And Chris, you put an absolute hurting on the field here tonight. Congratulations on both the win and the championship.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. You know, Evan Avart's been on point all year. He's had these cars great for me. You know, we've won 3 races, and again tonight it was perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more. You know.
No doubt about that anyways. You mentioned a little bit earlier tonight that it was amazing how well this car drove, but man, you just had him so waxed.
Yeah, it was awesome around the top, and the closer you can get to the fence here, it's always faster. So I knew that, and you know, I dropped my pace down a little bit once I knew we had a big lead, and you know, it sucks to see Cody go out like that. I wanted to race him hard for the championship, but I think we earned every last bit of this. We've been fighting all year for it, and we finally did it.
You mentioned this is your 2nd win up here on this stage, but now getting the win in the championship, you mentioned it was just as sweet.
It is, if not sweeter. You know, I'm so happy to do this for Fred and Gloria. They're great car owners and great people, and we're going to celebrate now.
Oh, absolutely. Bottle of champagne in hand. Chris Wyndham, your 2016 USAC Silver Crown Series champion and the winner here at the 35th Annual 4-Crown Nationals.
In a reversal of roles from the USAC Sprint Car race, Justin Grant finished 2nd behind Wyndham, while Quadruple Duty Combat's Tyler Courtney and Brady Bacon finished 3rd and 4th. Cody Swanson soldiered home to a 5th place result, with Jeff Swindell, Dave Darlin, Jerry Coons Jr., KSC hard charger Shane Cottle, and Bill Rose rounded out the top 10. Chris Wyndham took home the series title by a mere 5 points over Swanson, with Grant, Coons, and David Byrne filling out the top 5 in the season standings. This is Michael McIntyre, and on behalf of the United States Auto Club and LoudPedal.tv, Racer Max says thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time at the races.